Caleb, can you first give us some updates on Alvis Powell and Liam Ridgewell, who we saw left training on Tuesday?
Yeah. Tuesday, had a few guys go down for various reasons. So we'll go through them. Vitas is out 7 to 10 days. Soft tissue calf strain. Alvis and Liam Ridgewell. Alvis Powell and Liam Ridgewell. Couple contact injuries. Knocks. Alvis ankle sprain, and Ridgewell kind of a foot sprain. Both are day-to-day. None of the three are serious. All of the three, may be out this weekend. We feel pretty good about all of the three being back the following weekend. We may have two of the three or one of the three back. We don't know yet. It's day-to-day with Ridgewell and Alvis Powell. Marco Farfan will make his league debut. We're very excited about that. Obviously, he's a true homegrown player for us, and he will be the youngest Timbers player to ever make a league debut for the club.
Obviously, the injuries are, especially if all three guys are out, is going to change the lineup for you guys. You have had some success at LA in the past, in recent years, however. So how are you guys feeling going into this game?
Yeah, good. We talked a lot about, rebuilding our depth. And, we knew that at some point in the season that we would face a team where we had to use our depth and face injuries. So injuries happen. They can happen any day and for any reason, especially contact injuries. They're unavoidable. It's a contact sport. People are colliding, people fall, they roll their ankles. There's nothing you can do about that. And you hate it when it happens, but we wanted to build this team in a way where we had strong depth, where we don't miss a beat when we have to go to our bench and go to the two guy. And in some cases, we don't really want a two guy. We want two starters, and we feel like we have that in a lot of positions. So it's next guy in, and we're not going to miss a beat, and we're going to go into the game with confidence. We also know we're playing a team, LA, that's very hungry, a team that doesn't lose at home very often. And I don't know that they've lost 2 games in a row at home ever. I don't know. I don't think they do. They're one of the best home teams in the league. So, obviously we understand it's going to be a difficult game, but we played well last time we were there. As you said, we've played well there in recent games. The last 2 home games, official home games there. Last year a draw, and the year prior, last game of the year. Obviously, everybody knows that game. So we seem to play well there. But it's like every game. There'll be new challenges. Sometimes the challenges are injuries. Sometimes the challenges are the opponent, coming off a loss. Sometimes the challenges are playing a team that's really hot and confident. But we're going to prepare very well for this game, and we're going to go into the game with confidence, and we're going to continue to focus on our strengths.
So LA is one of those teams that in the offseason made a lot of changes, and from the top down, from their coach all the way down. And a lot of people left, new faces came in, they've got a suspension they're dealing with. What can you tell about the Galaxy from just one game that can help you game plan for this game?
Yeah, good question. Obviously, it's hard to make sweeping judgments on a team, after 1 or 2 games. But you do start to see trends that pop up, and I want to say that for me, the result is secondary to evaluating a team always, because as I said after our game, we won 5-1. It was a lot closer than that. There'll be times that I say that we should have won the game, when we didn't, based on our performance. There'll be times that I say we should have lost the game. I mean, soccer is a game you cannot look at the score line and use that as an indicator of how good a team is, how well you played. You have to look at the performance always objectively. And so when I look at them, yes, they lost the game, but they played pretty well for periods, and they're a good team. And everybody wants to talk about the fact that they maybe don't have, some of the guys that they've had, and Robbie Keane's and Gerard's, but I look at their team and they're still really talented, when I look at the players that they have. And so this is a difficult game, and you'll hear it from me every single week for the next 33 games. There's no easy games. Every team is difficult. Every team is pretty similar in talent, and it's always difficult to win on the road, always. But we certainly want to get our first road win sooner than later, and no better way to get it than in this first road game. And obviously 2 weeks ago we went there, we played well, and we won the game. Unfortunately it didn't count.
Right.
But you do take confidence from that, and when you look at Marco playing in that game, that's a big reason why we're going with him. I wouldn't be playing him unless I trusted him to get the job done. There are other guys we could play. He's not playing just because he's the only guy we have. We have other guys that could play. I'm choosing him because I have trust in him and faith in him, and I believe in him as a player. It won't be perfect. He's 18 years old. But I believe this kid can be a good player, good left back in this league, and he showed that at LA a couple weeks ago. So there's no reason for me to believe that he can't do that again, and there's no reason for me to believe that my team can't play in a similar way that we played at LA on the road 2 weeks ago.
Roy Miller, I believe, arrived this week. When did he get in, and is he available for this game?
Yeah, he arrived yesterday. 2 days ago. He did a little bit of gym work yesterday, and he trained full out today. And yes, he will be available for selection, and he's already got cleared through the ITC.
Do you see him, if Ridgewell's out, as a possible option there, or you think it's not enough time?
No, absolutely. I mean, he's 90 minutes fit. He's played in this league. We brought him in to be a guy that would cover Ridgewell. He's a left-sided central defender. And you never like to throw a guy in the fire with a couple days of training, but if there's ever a guy to play in this situation, it's a guy like him, because he knows the league. He's played in this league. He's played in that stadium. He's 90 minutes fit. So and he plays in a position that is pretty box standard. A back four is pretty much a back four, especially a central defender. So when you look at his experience in playing that position, there's not a lot to sort out. Plug and play, and yeah, obviously it's not ideal, but we're still going to be evaluating Ridgewell because he is day to day, and don't be surprised if he's in the lineup either.
And then I wanted to just ask about Audi a little bit. He obviously, you called him a beast after the game. He's done really well for you guys in the last few years. How have you seen him just grow? When he came in, the consistency maybe wasn't there so much. The hold-up play wasn't there so much, and now it seems like he's just getting better every year, both with the consistency in the goal scoring, the hold-up play, and also still being able to do some skilled touches with his feet when that comes up as well.
Yeah, he's becoming, he's become a very complete player. Not many guys have the physical tools that he has in terms of size and mobility. Usually you get a guy that has his size and you know, they're not very mobile. He has a rare combination of size and speed. And he's learned to play big, play strong, hold the ball, keep it simple, bring the midfielders into the game. He's learned to get on the end of crosses. He's become a better finisher, or a more consistent finisher. His fitness has never been better. His leadership's never been better. You can see he's bought in, and it's funny how that works. The more bought in you are, the more you love the club and love your teammates, and the better you play. So he's really confident right now, and we're really pleased that he's here, and we're pleased that he's going to be here hopefully for quite some time.
You've obviously had a few young players that have developed really well here. Audi, Jorge Villafania, another one, but just seeing how much Audi's developed, how exciting is that to you, just seeing that a player's been able to come in here and improve so much under this system and this coaching?
Yeah, I mean, it's very pleasing. I've always been a guy that has prided myself on developing young talent. I did that for a lot of years in college, and then you jump into the pro ocean, and it's results. And it always will be results. It was results at Akron as well. But one of the things I really find rewarding is growing players, and it's not just me. My staff play a huge role in that as well. And I will say Sean McCauley's played a big role in Adi's development, because he works a lot with him functionally on the side, and does a lot of crossing, finishing with him, and a little bit of hold-up play with him, and so it's not just me; it's the entire staff, and it's great to see. It's great to see Alvis. He's another one. I had to actually look up if Marco was the youngest player to start. A lot of you would think it's pretty clear, but Alvis was also 18 years old when he made his debut, but I think Marco's slightly younger. Is that true?
Marco younger. Alvis.
Yeah, he was 19, okay. So, but
Alvis 19?
Alvis was 19, yeah, I guess, when he made his debut. But just 19, because I know when he came he was 18. So, you look at him, there's been a lot of young players that, when you look at a Maxi when he came, when you look at an Esprio when he came, when you look at, some of these other young guys in the pipeline, Victor Arboleda, and when you look at Jack Barmby. And so, quietly you start to see that we do have an influence on younger players, and yet you have to have ones that are good enough. And that's the real thing that we have now. We have young players that are good enough. The ones that weren't good enough, we didn't play because they weren't good enough. It's that simple. I'm playing Marco because he's good enough. And if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I have no reason to play anybody else other than him, because I think he fits the profile. And I want him to get minutes, and I want him to continue to develop. And that's why I'm playing him.
And one other thing on Audi, it seems like sometimes he's overlooked when people are talking about the best strikers in the league, but he's been up there in goal scoring the last 2 years. Where do you feel like he stacks up in all of MLS at his position?
Well, what I'll tell you is I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the league. Obviously, every striker, I'm sure every coach would say their strikers are the same. The profiles are different around the league, so it's hard to compare. It's not apples to apples. One coach's vision of a striker is different than another. So there are a lot of really good strikers in this league that I wouldn't take over Adi, because Adi fits our system perfectly. We need a guy that can hold the ball and bring that line of three into the game. We prefer creative players in that line of three. And that's why we need hold-up play. I think in MLS you need it because you get pressed some games, and you need the ability to go big sometimes, and you need a guy on the end of crosses, and yet you can't be you can't have a 9 that doesn't stretch. So he brings a bit of both, and that's why we really like him. But I would say he's, in my opinion, one of the most complete number 9s in the league, and I wouldn't trade him for any other number 9 in the league. And that's no disrespect to any of the other strikers, because there are a lot of really good ones. But in terms of our team and how it all fits together and what we want out of that position, he's the prototype.